A Quest Among the Bewildered. Today they stopped the world and I got off, and it was lonely and cold out there, and the world spun on out into and through the nothingness, and I knew I was no colder or lonelier when I clung to its face. Such terror and lust and brutality there, yeah. Stupidity, that creeping, crawling stupidity, the thing of lust and greed oozing over the earth. And I didn't want to go back, didn't want to leave my lone, impenetrable isolation, my fortress of disdain. I remembered their faces, their laughing and frozen faces, and the fear, the wild, rampant fear, and how each, with miraculous cunning and intricate craftsmanship, was building his little fences of the mind, little fences of things known and understood, little fences of things felt warm and comfortable with. These portable, movable fences, so cleverly fabricated, they push in closer and closer, surrounding the wild, fiendish, screaming fear, ever closer, ever tighter, around the little fear room there, deep down, boiling inside the brain, the unconscious, the unknown. Like the fire in the pit of a volcano, it sometimes finds a fissure and bursts and explodes, tearing through the fragile walls of mind and soul. The pretty little woven walls of dreams and fantasy disintegrate, and the hot, toxic, molten, searing fear runs wild, wild with long-sought victory, through the arteries, the nerve trails, the reason, and the man or woman or child, yes, child, become the thing, become the omnipresent fear, and the head is beaten against the wall, or the cock is always hard, or quietly they set to work, sharpening the kitchen knife, and lovingly and longingly gaze at the swan-like movement of her beautiful neck. Or they're locked in a diminutive room with the walls made soft, a room built by society where the walls are not of dreams and fantasy. Paranoia, schizophrenia, psychotic, dementia, what difference? Fear, wild, loose, free fear. I know that as a boy, as a child, I accepted nothing. Everything was a why to me. Why, Mommy? Why, Daddy? Why, teacher? Bullshit, teacher. Don't lie, teacher. Just tell me, why? Has man progressed psychologically? In all of recorded history, not that I can see. I remember, just a few short years ago, another little impotent psychopath destroyed a large chunk of earth and souls. He stood and said to a group of psychopaths as stupid but not so cunning as himself, "You are supermen." And they believed him and built iron-doored ovens for baking gypsy and Jew, and cruel treaded tanks for smashing Poles, and supersonic rockets for disintegrating the English. No, don't prattle to me of man's social progress. The same thing can and might happen in America, North or South, France, anywhere. People are people, and they all, no matter what the color or form of their skin and eyes and hair, are filled with the same feelings of inadequacy, incompetency, longing for security, hate of mother and father and other men and women, full of beaten, distorted, defiled, twisted instincts. I'm saying that in our contemporary world, people still judge others by the color of their eye or skin, and this is a living hell we are in, where a person's thoughts and actions are relatively inconsequential compared with the color of eye or skin. Think. Could you have devised a more effective hell? All right. Granted, no progress intellectually, psychologically, or sociologically, but technologically? Yes. Technologically, we live in a fairyland where what man can conceive with mind, he can do with hand. The depth of oceans, the deepest depths of earth, and the limitless expanse of space will be his. And for what? new battlefields, new arenas for conquest with his new death toys. No matter how devastating against his environment himself, his own kind, or perhaps one day against newly encountered beings of space. Is there an alternative to this dire prediction? Is there no hope for these two-legged mammals gone mad? And why? Why? Because there is no why. Not a real introspective why. No beautiful why. No, not one in 1,000 thoughts. 1,000 thoughts of material gain and physical conquest and intellectual pride. And not one why. Not one why of motive and desire. Not one thought on true mental or physical cause and effect. Not one irreverently free of the fads and trends of the day. No such why, no such whys. If the technical scientist in his sterile white coat, in his sterile white laboratory, looking through the might of his microscope, would turn that looking glass inside himself, apply that incredibly channeled intellect to self-wise, as you must, and I must. Perhaps he would see and feel his need and look out the windows. Do they still have windows in laboratories? And see the earth and sky and sun and grass and birds and trees all busy with living. And think of the good of a woman to be loved, or soft earth under his feet, of laying on the grass talking with a friend he loves. If a little psychopath stood and said to him or you, come with me, we will conquer the world and kill men and rape women. Together we will do this, because you are clever and I am cunning, and together we can take and have our way and be masters, and they are slaves, and rape is better than love. What would you say?